In the quiet corner of Willow Pond, Nicole the duck lived a simple life under a wide oak tree, where the wind rustled softly and dragonflies danced above the water. Though her days were filled with paddling and collecting shiny things, Nicole often stared across the pond and dreamed of something more. A mystery waiting to be uncovered. Every morning, Nicole would waddle to the water's edge with her little satchel, hoping to find something unusual among the reeds and stones. One misty morning, she spotted a glinting feather silver, and unlike any she had ever seen, tucked beneath a lily pad. Her heart skipped. It shimmered with a faint glow. Nicole gently picked up the feather and turned it over in her webbed hands. It was warm, as if touched by sunlight, even though the sky was overcast. She tucked it into her satchel and felt a tingle of excitement ripple through her feathers. Something was beginning. She hurried to her thinking stump, a knotted old log where she solved her tiniest mysteries. Laying out her satchel contents, she studied the silver feather beside her old clues. Nothing matched its glow, its shape, or its weight. Nicole whispered to herself, "Where did you come from?" That night, Nicole couldn't sleep. Her dreams were filled with swirling winds, whispering trees, and a deep humming sound that seemed to pull her toward the center of the pond. When she awoke, her satchel was glowing faintly, the feather pulsing like a tiny heartbeat. Determined to understand the mystery, Nicole set off paddling toward the heart of Willow Pond. The morning fog hugged the water like a blanket, but she moved with purpose. The silver feather had become a beacon, guiding her through the misty silence. Halfway across the pond, she reached the old floating log, where no duck dared go. But Nicole wasn't afraid. She climbed atop it and held up the silver feather. Suddenly, the water shimmered, and a faint circle of light appeared around her. The feather hummed louder. From beneath the surface, tiny lights swirled upward, revealing a hidden map etched in ripples. Nicole leaned closer and watched the lines form an image. A path leading beyond the cattails, toward an old part of the pond no one visited anymore, the Hollow of Whispers. With the map burned into her memory, Nicole paddled onward, passing weeping willows and forgotten lily beds. The hollow was still and silent, a hush so deep it made her feathers stand on end. But she pressed forward, drawn by the steady glow in her satchel. She reached a moss-covered stump at the hollow's edge, just like the one in the map's final image. Setting the silver feather in the center of the stump, she waited. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, with a gentle breeze, the stump began to rise, revealing a stone staircase beneath. Nicole stepped carefully down the stairs, each step glowing faintly as she passed. The tunnel was lined with carvings of ducks in flight, feathers spiraling like stars, and one duck with golden wings standing in a field of light. Nicole felt a strange sense of familiarity. At the tunnel's end, she entered a wide chamber glowing with soft, amber light. In the center stood a tall pedestal, made of smooth stone, and on top rested a nest filled with golden feathers. The air shimmered. Nicole felt like she had walked into a forgotten dream. As she approached the nest, the golden feathers rose into the air and spun around her. They whispered in voices only her heart could understand. "You are the chosen of Willow Pond, keeper of the feathered fortune." The words filled her with warmth and wonder. One golden feather floated into her satchel and nestled beside the silver one. The whispers continued. "The silver feather chose you for your curiosity and kindness. The golden feather marks your place in the pond's history. Use them wisely, Nicole." Suddenly the chamber dimmed, and the feathers returned to their nest. The staircase began to close. Nicole turned and hurried back up the steps, the warmth in her chest guiding her through the darkness. She emerged, just as the stump sealed quietly behind her. Back at her tree, the world felt the same. But Nicole knew everything had changed. She placed both feathers in a glass jar beside her bed, their glow lighting up the corners of her home. She felt taller somehow, as if she had grown invisible wings. The next day, Nicole walked the pond with a new spark in her step. She helped a frog find his lost pebble, untangled a spider's web, and even showed a gosling how to paddle in circles. The feathers gave her no powers, but they gave her purpose. Days turned into weeks, and Nicole's legend began to spread across the pond. Animals came from near and far to ask her for help solving their little mysteries. She never told anyone about the feathered fortune. Some magic, she believed, was better kept secret. One chilly evening, as fireflies began to glow, Nicole sat by the water and thought about how everything had started with a single silver feather. Her journey from simple duck to secret guardian had been unexpected, but exactly what she had always hoped for. Nicole began leaving tiny silver feather-shaped notes around the pond with kind words and gentle clues, helping others find small joys and answers. She called them whisper notes. The pond became brighter, happier, and full of little wonders. Though she never sought riches, Nicole had found something more valuable: a sense of belonging, a quiet power, and a deep connection to her home. She often smiled at the ripples and whispered, "Thank you, feathered fortune." Every year on the day she found the feather, she visited the Hollow of Whispers and left behind a new gift: a story, a poem, or a song for the next curious soul. The stump never rose again, but she believed it was listening. Nicole grew wiser with each season, and though she stayed the same curious duck, the animals of Willow Pond now looked to her as their silent guide. She wore her satchel proudly, not for show, but as a reminder of the day her dreams took flight. And so, beneath the same old oak tree by the pond's edge, Nicole lived a quiet, beautiful life, her heart filled with the magic of a mystery solved, and many more still waiting to begin.